So, Doctor Who 50th anniversary aired. Oh! Anybody who watched my little video a while back with some predictions about this, I was wrong. I was wrong about everything. And not sure I've ever been this happy to be wrong. Actually, kind of funny while watching it because I started out really liking it. In the middle I started to waver. By the end I was loving it. And then looking back on it, I actually liked the whole thing from start to finish. I'm gonna talk fairly freely about some spoiler territory, so just go away if you care. I loved how it opened, and when the doctors first started meeting each other, it was all great stuff. It did start to lose me a bit in the middle because it was so much time was being spent on the Zygons, and I was sort of scratching my head going, well, wait a minute, I thought this was supposed to be about the War Doctor, John Hurt's version, and what he does in the Time War. What happened with that? And by the end, I came to appreciate what it was that was going on. Because it wasn't really about what that version of the Doctor did. It's about how by being with these other versions of himself, he didn't have to do it. Here's another funny thing. You'd think with this kind of fairly massive bit of retconning, it would create all kinds of mess. Actually, for me, it ties up a number of loose ends. Like, for instance, the fact that there were straggling Daleks. The moment was supposed to wipe out all Time Lords, except for the Doctor, and all Daleks. And it worked for the Time Lords. Yes, the Master survived, but he was not physically a Time Lord at the time. He was physically human, so we can skip that one. But the Daleks, there were stragglers. There have always been stragglers. Why was it so completely effective in taking out the Time Lords, but not as effective against the Daleks? Well, now we have an answer. Because he didn't really wipe them all out. That would account for why there were stragglers. It was something that always had kind of bugged me for a while. Like, it was established that there's straggling Daleks, but there will never be straggling Time Lords. Well, why? Now we know why! As I was watching it, my brain started to click and try and figure out how this worked with the end of time and Rassilon and all of that going on. But that fits in too. They addressed it in the way that I love these continuity issues being addressed, with a single tossed off line from the Time Lord General, who it was told that the High Council was off elsewhere deliberating. He says, to heck with the High Council. So it's all going on in parallel. The High Council of Time Lords is off preparing the final sanction, not even aware that he's saving them. Rassilon still brings Gallifrey to Earth for the End of Time Part 2. But when the Doctor banishes Gallifrey away, he's not sending it back to the Time War to be destroyed. Instead, he's just sending it back to this pocket of time. And, bonus, this gives us a way that the Master can come back, because he's just off in the pocket universe with everybody else. I don't think I could recreate the size of the smile that was on my face when all versions of the Doctor came to save the planet. Every last one of them. We even got that tiny little glimpse of Peter Capaldi. Tom Baker. Tom Baker! That was brilliant. That was right up there with using Paul McGann for the Day of the Doctor mini episode that led up to this. I've really got no complaints about this. As I said, at the time watching it, my brain was kind of starting to pick it apart. But looking back on it now, all the pieces fit. And it actually makes some stuff better that I didn't like so much before. Rose Tyler! I love the way they used Billie Piper in this. And actually, it now makes me like the Bad Wolf thing, which, despite my t-shirt, I didn't like the whole Bad Wolf thing in that first series. It bugged the heck out of me. But now, they brought it full circle in a way that I'm like, oh! I mean, the Bad Wolf just, it seemed so arbitrary to me before. Now it really feels like it's got depth and it's got meaning. Be back for the Christmas special. Oh yes.